from Ruth in Minnesota. What are the Walt Disney World events that might affect crowds at the end of February to the beginning of March 2018? We're thinking of going February 28th to March 7th. Any help would be appreciated. It's getting more difficult every year to find a plan and plan a trip that around all the crowd-enhancing events. We went last February 6th to the 16th, and there were lots of cheerleading events and some foreign groups, but not unbearable. Thanks so much. Ruth, I got to say that I was a little baffled about the crowds in late February, early March this year. In fact, this year while I was doing my crowd calendars for 2018, it just so happened that I was doing them at that time, late February, early March, and was looking and saying, what is going on? Forever, I mean, since Walt Disney World opened, that has been a very slow time. You've got President's Day, craziness, and then boom, no crowds. But the last couple of years, it hadn't been so much. There's really not a triggering event that causes that, other than low prices. A lot of the slow times are being impacted by the summer high prices. The summers, crowds in the summers are down probably 10% over 3 years ago before they implemented this price increase for the summertime. In fact, Disney is throwing all kinds of specials out for this summer to draw people into the parks because crowds are down in the summer. Those people, overall crowds, while the summer crowds were down, have been down 10%, the total crowds for the year are only down about 1.5%. So that other 8.5% is going somewhere. It's going to late February, early March. It's going to January, slow times in January. It's going to October, November, some of those slow times in November that aren't as slow, a little higher crowds in December. So those crowds are going somewhere. And this is probably one of those areas where the crowds have started to fill in. Events, can't blame the food and wine, the Flower and Garden Festival. That doesn't start until around a little later. The Art Festival hasn't started yet. So I think the Food and Wine Festival actually starts, the Flower and Garden Festival actually starts on the 1st of March. So, but that end of February crowd, maybe they're coming for the beginning of the Flower and Garden Festival, but it's been happening around that time for a long time. So I just don't have a good explanation for why, other than the summer's coming down, slow times are coming up. There's the bottom line is there's no real explanation. It just is happening. If you look at my March Disney World crowds page, you'll see the February and the March crowds page. You'll see that it's gotten to be a moderate to busy time that time of year.